big defensive effort.
Good hit by St. Joe's Mike back.
St. Joe's can't complain about where that ball was spotted on. It's first down. 10 yards to go on the 7-yard line. Now the offense is going to have to take charge of this game here. D'Ambrosio and Gabe Romano is going to have to get some offense out of the backfield. That's Romano. He has a nice gain there for about 6, maybe 7.
A little opening in the left side of the Romano running with the football, picking up yards.
Gabe Romano with a 7-yard gain.
7-yard run.
Gabe Romano with a nice offensive thrust to the left side. That's what St. Joe's is going to have to get here to get themselves out of the hole. They're in a deep hole, but the defense made a great step to stop Middletown with 4th and 1. The pass looked like he completed the first down, but the spot was on the 7. It came up short. St. Joe's going to see if they can take advantage of this.
Worsley first down. Worsley on the carry. This time heading to the left side once again. But it was Gabe Romano.
Gabe Romano with a first down. Gabe Romano coming in for the injured Lonnie Worsley is making a big first down for St. Joe's. Right on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 20 for St. Joe's. This is a big offensive series for St. Joe's. They have to get some field position back. Boy Wisdom. Hands off to London. London hit there by Black right on the 20. He's going to get out to the 21-yard line, but not after Anthony Black comes up and hits him right at the line of scrimmage. Michael London has been shut down today so far for St. Joe's. He has a 2-yard gain, a 1-yard gain, and a 1-yard gain. So it's 3 carries for 4 yards from Michael London. The only really opening up some yardage for St. Joe's, but Lonnie Worsley has 12 carries for 58 yards, but he's sitting right down on the 45-yard line on the bench, injured. Doesn't look like he's going to return the second half. He can't even watch the game right now. I think his knee maybe the effect anybody's holding up in the air. 2nd and 9. Gabe Romano. Nice opening there. Offensive line starting to open up some nice holes for Gabe Romano. We saw him 2 weeks ago against Cape May.
Player down on the field for Middletown.
It's going to be short of a first down. We have an injured player. It's a 7-yard gain for Gabe Romano. Gabe Romano on his last 3 carries has picked up 7 yards, 4 yards, and 7 yards. So Gabe Romano is starting to look like the ball player we were seeing against Cape May 2 weeks ago. Gabe Romano was a fine replacement when Lonnie Worsley had to miss the game for disciplinary actions. Gabe Romano couldn't get it going too much in the first half, although he opened it up with he ended the first half with a 17-yard gain around the right side. Looks like that's going to take a little time. So right here, we're going to take a break. With 16 seconds left in the first half. We'll be right back after this message.
Next Saturday afternoon, Sean Jenkins.
Don't let anybody fool you. All car dealers are created equal.
When the time is set by the state officials.
All right, welcome back. Sean Jenkins taking off the field. He got off the field pretty much on his own energy. So it looks like he could come back into the ball game for the 4th quarter. The clock has just run out with the score. St. Joe's Wildcats. As you can see on our clock, the St. Joe's Wildcats 7, the Middle Township Panthers 6. We'll be back for the last 12 minutes and the 4th quarter right after this message. Welcome back to William T. Capella Field. You can see we have 12 minutes remaining of football. 4th quarter, 3rd and 1. Have to get right across the yard stripe at the 30. Outside is Gabe Romano across the 50-yard line to maybe the 46-yard line. Gabe Romano. About a 24-yard gain for Gabe Romano. That's 8 carries for 57 yards for Gabe Romano. Gabe Romano is starting to look like the ball player we saw last week, 2 weeks ago against Cape May. He got off to a slow start tonight, and he got a slow start against Cape May. But once he starts to get comfortable back there and starts to get a feel of the game, Gabe Romano is an able replacement for Lonnie Worsley. And nobody can take Lonnie Worsley's place. Gabe Romano does a fine job. Spikler, almost to the 46. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain. A little short Wisdom pass to Spikler. That's 2 completions for 9 yards. It's about a 5-yard gain.
Pick up a 5-yard on that reception. 2nd down at 5.
That's a play we haven't seen for St. Joe so far this year.
St. Joe. Middle 40.
After this play, right on the 45-yard line, we're going to try to get a picture of Lonnie Worsley right after this play. You can see the doctor working on his foot. We'll take a look at that right after this play, hopefully. Coming right to the bench, D'Ambrosio gets a nice gain, trying to cut across the gain. If he gets outside this man, he's going to go all the way. It looks like he is. D'Ambrosio is going to go in for a touchdown. 41-yard touchdown run by Gabe D'Ambrosio. 41-yard touchdown run. D'Ambrosio's been shut down all day. Cut it across the grain, cut it back up the middle. He read the defense, goes all the way for a 41-yard touchdown.
On the run for Mark D'Ambrosio, and St. Joe's up 13-6 with the extra point to come.
18.
And a big play.
We're at 10:45 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Needing a touchdown, needing a
Galetta will kick.
getting it.
He kicked the first one right through.
By Mike Galetta.
Beautiful snap.
Ball is on.
Could have pulled a little bit to the left, though. That's no good. Extra point was pulled to the left. But on an electrifying run by Mark D'Ambrosio, we sit here at 10:45 remaining in the fourth period. St. Joe's Wildcats 13, Middle Township Panthers 6. Here we go, 1st and 10. Gargan gets outside, about a 5-yard carry.
7 yards.
That's by number 43,
Romano.
Romano.
For Sean Gergen.
Pick up much
2nd down. A 6-yard gain for Gargan. Gargan's had a fine second half here.
31 yards now for Sean Gergen. 2nd down, 4.
2nd down, 4 yards to go. Middle Township.
First. Middle down by 7 with the push.
2nd and 4. Monticello in motion. Tries to give it back opposite, going back against the grain to Easley. He's going to get about 1.
23-yard line.
Reggie Easley, it's only his 2nd carry of the day for 4 yards for Easley.
Call it no gain.
As you can see in your monitor, right there in the middle, number 11 is Lonnie Worsley. It's your star offensive back running so far for St. Joe's. He's 12 for 58, but he has his foot up on a chair right in front of there, so hopefully that doesn't carry over the next week with their big game against Bishop Eustace. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Black sprinting out to the right. He's getting a lot of pressure.
Looking, still looking, and finally brought down.
Mario Masso. Mario Masso makes a big open field tackle.
All the way across the field by Mario Masso,
Martel.
who finally
Martel.
caught up with him. Bill Martel.
Maybe a 1-yard loss on the play.
No gain on the run.
Chris Black.
Chris Black.
It's a 6 carry for 15 yards. Mario Masso came all the way across the field with 55.
8:51 remaining in the football game. St. Joe on top, 13.
We have an equipment timeout. We're going to stay right here. Black is having a tough time going off the field. Looks like he's a little injured, going off the upper right sides of the part of the field.
In the third period.
Black is going off under his own energy, but it looks like his has a little problem with his legs. He looks like he's a little bit in pain. That's a big man for the offense for Middle Township. They're going to need him if they expect to come back in this ball game and play us. 13-6, Wildcats. 4th and 5. Zimmerman will punt. D'Ambrosio deep.
High, but it is short. Hit at the 43.
It's bounding back to around the 42-yard line. St. Joe's is going to have excellent field position. St. Joe's going to put the ball in play. 1st and 10 on Middle Township's 42-yard line. We have the Wildcats up 13-6. Mark D'Ambrosio just made a great electrifying run for 41 yards. Clock is running. We have 8:21 remaining in The fourth quarter, that's all that's left in the game. The ball is right on the 42-yard line. Boyd Wisdom looking off the left side of the defense. Gabe Romano gets outside. That's what Gabe Romano does best. He sees that hole's closed up in the middle. He knows how to get to the outside. He has a nose for the open field, Gabe Romano. That's something you're born with. Just has a great instinct for the open field. And if Lonnie Worsley is going to be out against Bishop Eustace, which is going to be a big forward to pick up, Gabe Romano's got to be a big man in the offense for St. Joe's Wildcats. Skoka, 45s, into the brings the play in from the sideline from Paul Sacco. D'Ambrosio looking on both sides. Excuse me, he's looking on both sides of the field now. Wisdom takes it himself. Boyd Wisdom gets to the outside. He's about 16-yard line. Boyd Wisdom, nice game from the 38 down to the 16. Boyd Wisdom, when he puts that ball under, he's a lot quicker than he looks. When Boyd Wisdom gets to the outside, I've seen a lot of defensive backs run right by Boyd Wisdom, so he doesn't appear to be that quick for the junior. He gets about 3 or 4 steps down. Boyd Wisdom's a tough man to bring down. He's quicker than he appears to be, and he has a lot of upper body strength. 1st and 10, 17-yard line. Romano across the 15 down to about the 13. Gabe Romano's getting a call now in the second half. That's 10 carries for Gabe Romano for 67 yards. Gabe Romano.
72 yards on the ground for Romano on 11 carries.
It was silly.
They have 4 first downs for St. Josie on the second half. They have 6 in the first half for 10. Second down. 7 yards to go. They have to get inside the 10 to about the 9. They're right on the 15-yard line. They have to get into the 9 for a first down. D'Ambrosio in motion. Pulls the ball back from Romano. Wisdom gets outside. He's going to get the first down, but we have a penalty in the backfield. It's going to be awful close to the first down. Hold against St. Joe's is going to hurt right here. It's going to be a big break for Middle Township. 64 for Middle Township is hurt on the field.
Here, the penalty will hurt the St. Joe drive.
Tom Orselli, who's made some big plays for Middle Township today. Tom Orselli is sitting down. He's a junior. The penalty will go against the Wildcats. We have a hold right there. They're taking it from the 15. Bring it back to the 25. We'll take a break right here. We'll be right back after this message. 44 remaining in the fourth quarter. St. Joe's has a situation. Second and about 18. Ball's in play. There's confusion about whistling the ball in play. Boyd Wisdom on the near side of the field. London in motion. Gargan comes in the backfield and hits D'Ambrosio for about a 2-yard loss. D'Ambrosio's been controlled for the most part of the day. I wouldn't discredit D'Ambrosio as much as I would with the defense for Middle Township. They're getting good penetration a lot of times when D'Ambrosio has the ball. Though he made a nice 41-yard touchdown run the last offensive series for St. Joe's. Overall, D'Ambrosio's been held pretty well by the Middle Township defense. It'll be a 2-yard loss on Mark D'Ambrosio, senior. We're at 6:32. Wildcats are up 7. If they get one more touchdown on the board, they'll probably put it out of reach for Middle Township. Middle Township has to hold here with any kind of opportunity to pull this game out. They need a touch. They need 8 points to win this game, 7 to tie. Chuck Donahue, 3rd and long. It's almost 19 yards to go with a loss. London in motion. Fakes. There's Boyd Wisdom doing what he does best. Take it around the outside. At the 18-yard line, it's going to be about an 11-yard game for Boyd Wisdom.
Boyd Wisdom. As he went from 27.
6 carries for Boyd Wisdom for 55 yards. Middle Township, about the last, I'd say with Chris Black going off, and then we had Orsetti going off. Chris Black again. That was Chris Black who was taken off the field before. It's a little shaken up right there in the play. 4th down on the 16. They have to get to the 9. So they have about 7 yards to go for a first down. Spikeler comes into the game with a play. Him and Skoka all day have been taking turns bringing in the plays. Then a spike at number 2 to the far side of the field, our side of the field. And they get to the 9 yard for the first down. They need about 7 yards to go. Wisdom back to pass, has time. There's nobody there where he's throwing the ball to, though. Somebody broke off a wrong pattern. So it's going to be Middle Township's ball. First down and 10 yards to go on about the 17-yard lines. 17-yard line will be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. We're down to 5:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. This will probably be the last time Middle could touch the ball for this afternoon in this ball game. So they're going to have a big drive here for Middle Township. They're going to have to put 6 on the board, and then they're going to need a 1-point conversion to tie or a 2-point conversion to win. 1st and 10. 17-yard line. Monticello in motion. Hands it off in the middle. Still going is Gargan. Out to about 29-yard line. 24-yard line. Out to the 24-yard line. It's about a 8-yard gain. Gergen, as he's been all day, you're not going to bring him down right away. You're going to have to really put the lever to him. Gergen keeps going until the whistle blows. That's an 8-yard gain by Gergen. 2nd and 2. On the 20. Ball's on just almost the 24 and a half.
By 7, 13-6. Middle with the football, 2nd down and about 2.
Monticello motion fake. Black looking off to his right. Black's going to get the first down. It crosses to about the 40-yard line. Up to the 30-yard line. Right on the 30. Clock stops. They move the chains up. It's a first down. 6 first downs. For Middle in the game. It's 2nd and a half. That's Black's 7th carry for 20 yards. Right on the 30-yard line. We're down to 4:17. Clock is starting to be a factor. Middle Township has to get the ball up the field a little quicker than they've been. Throws the ball wildly down the middle. Boyd Wisdom. Parado was there, and Boyd Wisdom got his hands on the ball. It was a very chancy play by Middle Township.
Clock stops with 4:09.
Stops the clock down. That could be a factor. That's a big factor right now for Middle Township. 2nd down. 10 yards to go. They have 70 yards to go for a touchdown.
4 minutes at their own 30.
And 4 minutes and 9 seconds to do it.
9 out of 17. 59.
2nd and 10.
And a touchdown. That great effort might go not. St. Joe's can hold on. 2nd and 10 for Middle from their own 30.
Hands off to Gargan. Gets about a 3-yard gain, so it's going to be 3rd and 7. That's 50 yards for Gergen. 11 carries, 50 yards.
Pick up of about 3 yards on the run by Sean Gergen. 3rd
and 7.
It'll be 3rd down.
It's going to be an interesting call for Middle Township if they don't make the first down on this play, because you're in a situation now with 3:43. You may not get the ball back if you punt the ball to St. Joe, so they're almost going to be forced to use 2 downs if they have to get the first down. Black, 50, screen, to try a screen play to the left, intercepted by Massa. Romano all the way, catch the sort of play coming. It was set up poorly. Gabe Romano gets the ball on about the 25-yard line. Gabe Romano. It looks like he saw the play coming all the way. He was right in where the offensive play was designed for. He waited for the pass. It looked like he knew exactly what the play was. Gabe Romano picks it up and knew exactly what to do with the ball. Gabe Romano, who's having a big second half in the place of Lonnie Worsley. And that's just about going to do it as far as the outcome of the game. 25-yard touchdown. Gabe Romano with an interception. We have 3:26 remaining in the game.
Remaining in the football game, Romano with the interception goes 25.
19-6. They're going to go for 2.
On the interception return.
Trying to hit the big tight end across the middle, number 88, Palumbo. That's no good. But St. Joe's made the big play they had to play, made on defense. Gabe Romano read the screenplay to the left and also set up, and that was Mario Massa and a host of St. Joe's defenders. Put a lot more pressure on Middle Township than Black wanted on that screenplay. He wanted to let the St. Joe's players get through, but not like that. So we'll take a break right here. We'll come back with 3:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. Thank you. Lelena will kick off. Cecil Cathy's deep. And it's going to go by. Cecil Cathy's going to pick it up. It's going to go out of bounds. He looks like he stepped out of bounds. The referee saying he didn't know. There's some hesitation on St. Joe's part. He gets out to the 20. It happened right in front of the referee. He said he didn't go out of bounds, so the play counts. St. Joe's was watching it instead of reacting to it, waiting for it. There was no whistle. He runs it out to the 21. 3:19, the clock running. Panthers with their back to the wall. They need 2 scores here. Gabe Romano, who's come out big for the second week in a row on our Game of the Week on Channel 2, with Lonnie Worsley out on suspension last time.
Bishop Eustace. The only problem was, for a good part of this game, it looked like they had all...
Black, quarterback, hands off easily trying to get outside, but he can't. Romano makes a shoestring tackle.
Middle Township is really not able to run the football too well on the ground. Their leading ball carrier, Sean Gergen, 11 carries, 42 yards. Most of that here in the second half. No gain on the run by Easley there. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Middle Township. They're on 21. St. Joe's with some...
1 yard loss in the play for Reggie Easley, who's had 3 carries for a 1 yard gain. The Hamilton St. Joe's defense has been excellent all day as far on the run. Middle Township, I guess, is going to concede the win and run the clock out here. It's the 4th quarter. They're down 2-16. They're not going to go for the passes. They're going to go for the run and concede the win to St. Joe's.
3rd down and 7.
And then Harvard Township, Atlantic County Junior.
Our next game will be in 2 weeks when we do our traditional Thanksgiving Day game between the Hamilton Blue Devils and the St. Joe's Wildcats. Will be played on Thanksgiving, 10:30 right here at William T. Capella Field. And as always, we'll do that game. Black rolling out to the right. And there's nobody where he's throwing the ball. It's incomplete, but more importantly, we'll probably stop the clock with 1:42 remaining in the 4th quarter. Brings us to 4th down.
They'll have to go for it right here. 1:42 remaining in the football game. 19-6.
Middle Township looks like they're content with the score the way it is. They really didn't go for a touchdown on that play. They're down by 2, and their punter's in the game. Now, it may be a fake punt, but the punter, number 70, who's done it all day.
Right back here at William T. Capella Field for Hamilton and St. Joe's. Hamilton, the home team this year. It's starting at about 10:15 Thanksgiving morning.
He's going to kick it, too. There's 1:39 remaining in the game. They're content with the score the way it is. It's going to go down to about the 43-yard line, 42-yard line. And that's where St. Joe's will put the ball in play with 1:31. We'll stay right here. We're not going to take a break. St. Joe's will put the ball. 1:43 remaining. You can see Paul Sacco right there on the sideline. This will be his 52nd win of his career at St. Joe's. And he has to get St. Joe's ready for the big game next week with Bishop Eustace. Hopefully Lonnie Worsley will be back and able to play the game for the Wildcats. St. Joe's puts the ball 1st and 10 on the 43. Romano, another big game for Romano, almost to the 50-yard line. 6-yard gain for Gabe Romano.
St. Joe's found themselves a football game today against Middle Township.
11 carries, 73 yards for Gabe Romano. Lonnie Worsley had 12 carries for 58 yards. So out of that fullback position, you've had 131 yards for the St. Joe's Wildcats out of the fullback position with injured Lonnie Worsley and junior Gabe Romano. Second, about 4. D'Ambrosio in motion. D'Ambrosio trying to take it to the outside. Trying to stay inbounds. Goes right up the middle. Comes back up the middle. It's going to get about a yard. Gets across about the midfield. Mark D'Ambrosio, who's had he made the big touchdown that really opened this game up. Overall, though, he's had one gain of 17, another game of 41, but outside that, he's been held in check excellently by Middle Township's defense. 18 seconds. I think that's how we're going to wind the game up right here. They don't have to call another play. We're down to 10 seconds. And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. With the final score, we have 5 seconds left on the clock. Big win by the St. Joe's Wildcats to take them into their state championship game with Bishop Eustace next week. The final score, St. Joe's Wildcats 19, Middle Township Panthers 6. That's the 52nd win of his career for Paul Sacco. We'll be right back with a post-game show right after this message. Here at William T. Capella Field, where we have our winning coach Paul Sacco with St. Joe's, the winner of a 19-6 win against Middle Township. Paul Sacco's 52nd win here at St. Joe's High School. Coach, what was it like to get the team ready today for your game against Middle Township when you know you have a big game coming up and everybody knows it against Bishop Eustace next week?
Well, I think the past couple weeks, starting with the Cape May game and the Pleasantville game last week, our kids have been flat, lacking in a lot of intensity, and we thought after 2 scares the past week, this week would have been a lot easier. Our practice didn't go very well this week because we've had 5 or 6 starters out that were sick most of the week, and we have a bunch of kids that are injured right now. So we kind of got it together at the end of Thursday's practice, and Friday didn't go too bad, and you know, I thought the kids were ready to play, but once again, it turns out we come out here in the first half, they're not ready to play. We had no field position the first half. We started a young quarterback in Mike Caldwell, did a good job, took us right down the field. And, you know, we get a touchdown and we kind of sat back. And, you know, we gave them field position. We fumbled the ball a couple times, and they got field position the whole second quarter. They were throwing the football. We had a couple calls on us for pass interference, which were very good calls. And, you know, it was just a matter of time they were going to punch it in. And halftime, there wasn't much to tell the kids other than they're not playing football 48 minutes. You know, once again today we're lucky. We came out at a good second half. And, you know, hopefully if we make any mistakes against Bishop Eustace, okay, you know, we could get beat 50-0. That's just the type of football team they are. They probably should be playing Holy Spirit. And but we'll give it the best shot we can, and you know, give them their money's worth.
One last question before I let you go, Coach. What happened to Lonnie Wars? It looked like his ankle was hurt. Give us a little information on the injury.
No, Lonnie started off real good, and what happened was I think that he did break his toe. And you know, he's going over to the hospital now to get some x-rays. We tried to get him back in the second half, but you know, he just couldn't run on it. So that's going to hurt us a lot. But Gabe Romano, I'll tell you what, he's a game player. He picked us up second half, and he was the workhorse, and you can see it out here. And he broke their back. He picked off that interception, and you know, went about 35 yards with it, and that kind of gave us a big lift. Believe me, it gave us a big lift. He's a heck of a kid. We're glad we have him.
Gabe, hustle in real quick. We'll get Gabe Romano in here, who probably was the offensive and defensive player, especially in the second half of interception. Come on right here, Gabe. Go on the other side of me. How's it feel when you get called off the bench like that? You're a junior, right? How's it feel to get called off the bench like that to take Lonnie Worsley's place? What are you trying to accomplish when you're going right into the game?
The line, it's all them, you know. They opened the holes up, and he gave me the ball, that's all.
On the interception, did it look like you knew exactly what the play was on that screenplay? Did you feel it, or did you get a call from the bench? What did it look like to you?
Coach Saka was screaming it from the sidelines, and I saw him go out there, and I saw the ball, and I just left for it, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Gabe Romano. As a junior who's going to be a big back in the future. Next year's backfield looks awful strong for St. Joe's with Gabe Romano, and we have your quarterback Boy Wisdom back with Michael London, and Parada maybe going to the backfield. So St. Joe's looks strong all for next year, obviously this year. Good luck, Paul. Good luck with Bishop Eustace. I hope you bring home the championship.
Okay, thank you.
Here we are at William T. Capella Field with a final score, 19 for St. Joe's, 6 for Middle Township. We'll see you in 2 weeks with our Thanksgiving Day game, Hamilton against St. Joe's. Thank you, and good night.